Welcome into the latest edition of Extra Time. Thank you very much for your tweets. Shaka, Frank and Craig is with us. It's a race against time because what's your percentage on your battery, Craig?
I don't know, but it's red.
Okay, good. Well, first off, do you still think, Craig, that Chelsea will stand above Manchester United in the table at the end of the season?
Don't know. And for that matter, I don't really care.
Okay, good. Excellent. Frank, what do you think? It's Boxing Day. You can make predictions now.
Now, the thing is, I just want to remind what Sir Alex Ferguson said one day. He said that you can't win the title through Boxing Day, but you definitely can lose the title during that. And I think tonight, or today, for you guys, Chelsea definitely for me lost the race of the title. So I don't see them because Manchester United drew away from home, so they're still in the race. And I think Chelsea has, some wondering, you know, after that performance and where they're going to end up.
So Manchester United will finish higher than Chelsea, Frank. That's what you're saying, in that non-convoluted way.
If it was too long for you, I would say yes. Sorry about that. Shaka, what kind of journalist to ask you a question without, in fact, telling you you've been too long, so make it short.
Right, Shaka?
I'm going to say Manchester United finish above Chelsea, but I'd like to reserve the right to change my mind without anybody reminding me about that.
Yeah, that will happen. Frank, what's your take on the Tuchel sacking? You were talking about being nice in the Christmas period. Even in this business, the timing seemed extremely classless.
Well, I feel sad for Tuchel. At the same time, I say, well, it's 6 months before the end of his contract, so I guess he got a little bit of money to have to go through Christmas and New Year's Eve with his family in a positive mind. So I'm not too appalled for him. Yeah, that's the world of football, and we were feeling that. And I think it's mostly about the article in the Bild that the board didn't like, and it's why they told him goodbye.
What did Shaka think of Saka, Shaka and Laca today?
Yeah, made my evening interesting. I thought all three were very good.
Shaka, could Mendy have done better on the free kick? It wasn't quite in the corner, was it?
No, it was a very good free kick, Dad.
All right.
Behave yourself.
I'm just asking. Craig, who was shown to be the bigger waste of £70 million so far? Nicolas Pepe or Kai Havertz? And which player will prove doubters wrong faster?
I think Havertz will prove the doubters wrong in the long run. I mean, don't forget, he has found the transition difficult. I think trying to fit where he was really comfortable at Bayer Leverkusen under Peter Bosch, playing in a couple of different positions. He hasn't found that comfort at Chelsea. He doesn't look good in a wider position. He's played a little deeper in midfield. I don't think in a Chelsea shirt we've seen him play through the middle as a striker yet, which I think we may see at some point, and we did at Leverkusen. And that's going to be potentially an interesting decision for Lampard, because he's got the physicality to play up there. But he drifts around a little bit more, and he could pull centre-halves out of position, and that could allow room for runners to go in. And also, he's had COVID. And I think he was somebody who wasn't asymptomatic with COVID, but he was actually struggling a little bit with it. So that certainly hasn't helped him either. So I think in terms of talent, he's going to be, I think, the better of the two. I think there's more end product for him, but we just haven't seen it yet.
For Shaka,
Dan, can I say something? Dan, sorry, can I say something about the adaptation? Well, it's about the players, you know, who need sometimes to adapt in England. And you adapt from some pressure. Where the pressure come from? From the media? If you don't read it, you don't see it. From the fans in England, you know, they're very polite, they are educated, and they're very good of waiting, you know, for you to settle down. You know, I just wish that Havertz, or Werner is talking about that also a little bit, but Havertz, I wish him after Chelsea to not sign for any Latin club in Italy, France, or Spain, because I can tell you that's going to be another story. When the fans knock at your door when you have a bad game, or they try to chase you when you didn't do good, you know, that's a pressure. In England, there is no pressure. People are very well educated and very polite, so there is no pressure. So for me, it's not an excuse. It's not an excuse at all. That he was in a family club, okay, in Leverkusen, that Chelsea is another club, okay, it's another dimension. But Chelsea is not Real Madrid or Milan or Marseille, where I tell you, after 2 games, if you're not good, even if you just signed, you're big under pressure, big time.
And the people are also at home, Frank, so you may have noticed that. There's no,
yeah.
I don't know if have you noticed, there's nobody in the stadiums.
Yeah, but they can wait in Italy, Spain or France. They wait for you just outside the stadium. They are not into the stadium, but they just that's
they do that in Scotland.
Yeah.
For Shaka, keepers now have the book on Jorginho's jump pen. Alisson and Leno made him look a right mug. Should he change tactics, or will nervy keepers still bite and give away position?
Listen, I think Jorginho uses the jump to throw keepers' timings off. But once you figure out that that's what he's going to do, he needs to have a change-up. And I'm sure between Craig and Frank, they can speak to this a whole lot better than me. But the good penalty takers I came up against, they had a favourite side. And if you moved early, they could spot that and they could put it the other side just as easily. But what it seems with Jorginho is he can't change up. He can't put it the other side. So what he's trying to do, and you saw it today, is kind of flatten his jump to make the timings, to again throw the keeper off the timing. But without a change up, the keepers are going to get it right more times than not. And that for me is a sign of not a fantastic penalty, not a good penalty taker. But again, we have 2 good penalty takers on with us. They can speak to that a whole lot better than I can.
Well, that's awesome.
Well, listen, there's no point briefing somebody who's been pretty good on penalties about missing a couple of penalties, because it's not going to make, as my camera, come on, there we go, frozen again. That's my battery's just about at the end. The only thing Jorginho needs to worry about is how to get his shin pads on quicker, because he ain't going to be playing. So it ain't really a big problem, you know, so that's the bottom line.
Frank, quickly, because of his battery.
Yeah, no, he has to stop that. I mean, when you do that and you score a penalty, everybody's going to say, wow, it's nice, you know, good trick. But when what happened today, you know, the goalkeeper stops it, he looks like a fool. You know, so you have to stop that. I think the best penalty, or the 2 best penalty takers nowadays are Hazard and Neymar. Absolutely fantastic. It's like they will never miss a penalty. But otherwise, don't play with the goalkeeper. Once again, you know, and I will always say that until my last breath, they play with the goalkeeper, where they have the ascendant of the goalkeeper, shoot strongly on the floor, and it's going to be all right. Look, Lukaku, he doesn't play with goalkeepers.
Frank on his deathbed.
Dan, let me just...
last words. Don't play with goalkeepers. That's it.
Dan, let me just add to that. Bruno Fernandes. Oh, sorry. I was just going to say Bruno Fernandes had a similar jump before his. He missed a couple and flattened his jump. That went disastrously as well. And now he's just added the change up. You know, changed size to his repertoire, and he's back in the goals from the penalty spot.
I don't know what's wrong with these players and all these jumps. It's utter nonsense. Frank will tell you. You know, if you're not scoring these days, holy smokes, the keeper's not allowed to move a foot off the line. His foot's got to be on the line. How difficult? Yeah. How much more of an advantage is that these days compared to when goalies like Hislop there were halfway across the 6-yard box before you'd even got a strike on it? Now they can't. Now you can't do that. The keepers had narrowed the angle down a little bit. They were always stealing a little bit of the angle. Now they can't, Frank.
Cheater.
Yeah.
Cheater there, cheater. You know, there, cheater. That was the guy there on the left side of my screen. It was a cheater. You know, it was always going forward.
Can anyone please provide a quick synopsis of Boxing Day for us Yanks who live across the pond? Do you guys get double the gifts for Christmas and Boxing Day? How can I convince my family to celebrate Boxing Day so I can double up on my gifts? No.
I think Boxing Day was something to do with sales, Dan, was it not, in the old days?
Oh, shut up. How can it be to do with sales? How long have shops been around?
What?
It harks back way, way before that, doesn't it?
Does it?
Yes, I think so. I don't think they definitively know the origin of it, but it was a long time ago.
Oh, I don't know. That's all right. I mean, if you're going to jump in and belittle my suggestion, at least come up with an alternative.
Well, you think that in 1800s it's Boxing Day. Oh, look, everyone's got their sales on. Hey, there we go, off we go.
They had shops in the 1800s. It just didn't look like they look today. You know?
Sales.
I don't know.
We don't get extra presents.
No.
Final one. No. Craig, how was Christmas dinner with sensitive and emotional Liverpool TV pundit Steve Nicol? I'm making the educated guess that he had the missus bring some shepherd's pie to the event and that he also took home all the leftover beer.
No. But he did forget his doggy bag that he piled in that he was going to take. He made a conscious decision that he was going to eat this year and eat properly.
Right.
And so, as I was telling you boys before we started this, he had, and I can confirm it was 3 full platefuls.
Wow.
And the second time he went up to fill the plate up, I went, wow, he's gone for it. The third time, I nearly fell off my chair. So that curtailed his drinking. That curtailed his drinking after dinner, which was then down to about 2 beers, because he was stuffed and then left earlier than usual because the aforementioned libations were not going down too well.
Wow.
Because he was rather stuffed.
Wow.
He didn't take the beer back home with him that he brought. I don't think. And he was very well behaved.
Wow.
And we played a little game to finish the evening against the Wives, of course, which Stevie and I won.
What game did you play? I can't imagine you involving yourself in any of these sort of things. Just going, I can't be bothered.
No, that's work.
Oh yeah, away from work, you're just a social butterfly playing charades with everyone.
Yeah, work. When I would have to come into that studio with you, I'm like, I can't be bothered.
Right.
But no, we played a little game with, not charades, but with cards where you've got to describe what's on the card. Right. I don't know what you call it.
Okay.
So him and I were beating the Wives, although there was a little bit of cheating going on because he was showing me the answers to the next question.
Of course.
Wait, and you were calling me cheating 2 minutes ago? You cheated in charades.
Yeah, that's it. Okay.
Yeah, because you didn't stay on the line. You know that.
I think we're done.
I've never cheated.
I think that's it. Your battery survived. Marvellous. Any last words?
Well,
Frank?
do you know what, Dan? If my battery had failed during this, do you know what my words would have been?
You're not bothered, I imagine?
Correct.
I'm surprised you didn't just hang up and pretend that your battery had died, to be honest.
But listen, I've even got... listen, I'm ready to charge it up. That's how professional I am.
Well, that's not professional.
Ready to go.
How is that professional?
No, that's too late. Professional should be done.
Oh, no, I've got the charger.
Yeah, exactly.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Right. Do not try that at home. What a lovely sight for everyone. We're done. We will be back tomorrow for more of this nonsense. Keep your tweets coming in. Until then, goodbye. Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.